Hi everyone, Chris Kugler here, and welcome back to another one of my developer sessions. As you can see here, if you've been watching the previous parts, our scene looks a little different today. I've just gone through a fairly significant project cleanup cycle and a little bit of code refactoring. Came to a few more decisive design decisions as to how I want to proceed with my game. And in addition, I really need to start making some actual levels. So I've taken my game objects and my prefabs, or rather I've taken all my game objects from my previous scene, and I've made sure all my prefabs were up to date and created new ones where I needed, and created a template scene which I can use that just has all these standard prefabs as well as a sample enemy spawner. It doesn't really have any patrol points or anything like that, but it's got my object pool, my prefab dictionary. I've reorganized some of my canvases, so my overlay HUD just has actual HUD elements, and made sure I moved all my non-in-game screens, my save screen, pausing, a couple other auxiliary things into a different canvas, as well as my other canvas for my player menu, which has all the in-game screens like equipping skills and items and so on. And really just kind of consolidated things, cleaned it up, made sure it's all very streamlined, and took all those prefabs and made this template project, made a template scene which just has those things and a simple plane that I can run. And, it's the same as before, walk around, it's got my sample enemies. It still goes to the grassy field arena just because that's the only arena I have. And that's more or less it, just making sure it's a small, isolated slice of the full project to date, so I can work off of this. Now, I've created a new one, or rather I duplicated my template as a new scene. And this is going to be Indoor Area 1, because I need to start I've been working on exterior stuff, but I think most of the game is probably going to be interior. Like, I'm kind of going in less of a dungeon crawling RPG thing, and I'm kind of thinking a lot of level design in regards to things like Metroid and Castlevania, things like that, where you gain items and such, or unlock shortcuts that enable you to explore more areas that loop back on themselves. And, going back into previous areas, now that you have new items or skills that can open up new pathways, and things like that. So, and in addition, I've been rethinking my battle system as well as adding some QTEs to the overworld for things like quick dodging enemy encounters, or dealing with puzzles, things of that nature. So I really just want to get started with some kind of an indoor area. So I've been playing around recently with Probuilder, which, if you're not familiar, is a very cool little tool that lets you do a lot of 3D geometry editing in the Unity editor. And it's a nice way to quickly create, amongst other things, level geometry. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to disable my spawn point, and I'm going to go ahead and take this plane and kill it. And we will create a new shape. And this is going to be, I think this will be our main room to start with. So we're going to start off with a cube, simple cube. The window popped in on my side window. We'll create this came up when I clicked the shape button here in my Probuilder tab. So you can choose a different shape to create. You can set some different features, and it gives you a little preview version, so you can see this cube right here. For instance, if I switch this to a pipe, it'll change the look, and you can change the thickness, the number of sides to make it rounded or more triangular, the height of the segments, so on and so forth. But really, I want a cube to start with. We're going to go and just create it. and that's fine for the moment. We will put this at 0, 0, 0. Now, and actually we're going to, let's go ahead and hide our first-person camera for the moment. Actually, I don't mind the camera so much. I just don't want to show any of these icons. There we go. It'd be nice if there was a disable all thing. Yeah, I guess not. That's fine though. We can go ahead and hide our player. Our canvas is still going to be in the way too. You know what, yeah, let's just ice all of these. Let's see, canvas, camera, light. Yeah, I don't know what the deal here is, but I'll just go ahead and hide all these. And they didn't actually, I guess I didn't actually have to do any of that. I can just hide these. Alright, so, whatever. Either way, we are now free and clear. Except, that's still showing up. Whatever. God, cube. There you are. Hi. Alright, so, we're going to go ahead and create a level of some sort. Now, I think for testing, I want a large area, so we're going to go ahead and select a face here. I think that's how this is going to work. So it does not let me select anything. There we go. I'm going to hold down Shift to extrude. That's going to create some extra area here. Same thing, I'm going to extrude out. Oops. Okay, that kind of went some weird ways. Let's do that again. Cube, build cube, 0, 0, 0. Now we're gonna select these two faces. We're going to extrude. I'm gonna hold down Control, and it's gonna go by whole units. So there we go. So we have whatever number of units that is. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-ish. All right, and we are going to select these, and let's extrude upward. Get ourselves a nice sized hallway. Now, let's go ahead and let's see, we need to subdivide, I think. There we go. Subdivide that. And I'm going to subdivide this. So that should give me a little more granularity here. So we're going to go ahead and take this. we're going to extrude this. Whoa. We are going to... What are we going to do? We are going to detach, I think. Oh god, that's okay, that's not what I wanted. Alright, let's try that again. So extrude, and that's going to pull against this thing. That's not really what I want. Ooh. Did I accidentally do it? I think I accidentally did something. There we go. I don't know exactly what I did. I think I did this extrude as group thing. Actually, I'm going to expand this out a little bit more. Yeah, I did this extrude as group, I believe, and that caused it to work. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, let's go ahead and we'll extrude out a little further. And we're going to do a similar thing. So we're going to subdivide these two. Whoa. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. What happened? Why don't you love me? Subdivide. And it did that thing again. What is... Okay, I went back. Okay, that must just be a temporary thing. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and subdivide this. So this should be taking... Okay, that's not... It's not exactly what I want. I want it to subdivide vertically, not horizontally. This thing is slow as molasses. Can I merge? Flip normals. Merge faces. There we go. And this thing's a little slow. This is surprising. This thing was, oh, I'm looking at this grid over here. It's looking a lot like I fucked up. I'm looking at some of these lines here. If you look really closely, it looks like I might have accidentally had like a select all. Oh goodness, that's it's a lot of faces. Why does this keep going back to object mode? That's the most annoying thing. It goes back to object mode because when I hit select A, it selects everything in the hierarchy. How about we do one of these? Select visible. Merge. And this will probably take a while. I need to flatten this back out because that got out of hand really quickly. Yeah, I don't know at what point I selected all and subdivided. That wasn't what I intended to do at all. I think I was, because I was hitting the subdivide up here under object and not subdivide under here under faces. There we go. Okay, so you're a little freaked out, but let's just... What the... You know what? F it. Just start over. So I'm fairly new to Probuilder, if you hadn't noticed. So let's try this again. Select some faces. I'm going to go ahead and select this face and this face. No. Just for reference, how big is our player next to this? See, that's where this is going to bite me in the ass, having all these, having turned off all these gizmos. I should have just left it on. I should have just dealt with it. Castle Collider, that's really the only one I care about. So yeah, so right now that's about... The player can walk across that in like 3 seconds. So let's go ahead and keep extruding out further. Let's go ahead and extrude this one out. Face, and we will go ahead and make him about yay tall, right? Compared to the size of our player. Yeah, that'll take a few seconds to navigate. So now that we have this, let's go and take our face, and let's just subdivide face. Yes, this is fine. So that is still one face. This is now 4 faces. Now what happens if I select both of these and I hit subdivide face? That's when our texture starts to get jacked. Is that the texture or is that our lighting? That's just a rendering artifact. Okay, so that's more or less what I want, actually. So we'll go here and we are going to extrude face. And we're going to extrude as a group and we're going to extrude 10 out. I don't know what causes this to refresh, but whatever. Okay. So, and actually I want to extrude further. So we're going to extrude a bit out, and we're going to take these faces, and we're going to subdivide face. And I'm going to ignore that. So here's the problem, right? So the problem is I really don't care about subdividing further vertically. I just want to subdivide horizontally. But it seems as though I am not permitted to do that, right? Because it's just going to keep doing that. Like, that's fine though. I can live with that. So we'll subdivide a second time. And this is getting a little wonky here, actually. Okay. Problem is though these fractured subdivided faces. I think doing that first subdivide was the problem. So the question is, can I undo a subdivide? The answer appears to be yes. There we go. No. Go further back. There we go. So let's go ahead and just do all these. We'll subdivide all faces. There we go. It's a little easier just to see the edges. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll select each of these. And I'm going to extrude. Once again, I'm going to extrude as a group. We're going to go about 25, I think. Yeah. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'll come on, select the face. I mean, can I just do this, actually? I mean, hell. If only this damn thing would let me select the face. There we go. And now, extrude. Yeah, okay. So that's, alright, that's a much easier way to do that than subdividing. It's just creating the loop and then allowing it to do its thing. So in actuality, can I just merge these faces back together then? Since I do believe that's got to be an inefficiency of some sort, having that many faces running around like that. There we go. So now we are ship shape. Right? Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that rendering artifact, but whatever. So we got our larger building area with our tunnel out. Let's go ahead and let's actually make this into a room. So let's go ahead and do what? We're going to select an edge. Insert a loop. That's not exactly what I had in mind. ahead and disconnect this here. So let's do this. Now there's a way to do this so that I can make this edge wrap around. God, how is that? I mean, do I select this second edge and then connect or bridge? I mean, bridge didn't really do anything. Connect. Connect also didn't really do anything. So I guess I'm just confused as to what these actually do. You know, just another thing to learn. But I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and... Oh! Did not want to do that. I was going to say let's just go ahead and delete that edge, but that is not what I want. I was going to say let's just go ahead and subdivide this face. Since then I can... Oh God, what is happening here? Let's undo. Let's merge these faces. Let's subdivide these faces. That's still a problem. What the hell? Well, that's, alright. Seems like I did something wrong with this edge over here. Now let's just go ahead and delete that section. Or rather, let's what to be done? What happens if I merge all these faces? Just goofs. There we go. Let's go ahead and just go there. so we can just take this whole thing. We're going to select all the faces. Make sure we got all that, and then we're going to, where'd you go? Mirror. We are going to mirror about, we'll mirror in the Z direction. And that took the whole damn object. That's not what I wanted. Select each of these. Oh god. This is absolutely obtuse. Because I'm literally just I'm selecting these fucking edges that are in here. Problem is I keep hitting this. There we go. Now, let's extrude on out. Let us, and if I was smart, I would have connected each of those edges in the first place. No, not connected. Do I not get a weld option? I would have thought for sure I would have had a weld. What about with points? Alright. So we got that. We got our nice corner section. So tell you what, let's go ahead and select this whole object. This in-editor selection sucks ass. I just keep selecting other stuff in my hierarchy. Let's select our cube, and we're going to do the big thing we need to do is we're going to flip our normals. And that turns our... Oh, that's why that looked weird. I have another face over there. you. Delete. Told you to delete. There we go. Alright, so we got our hallway with our giant room. And we're going to take our player. Let's move our player inside. Whoa. This thing really likes to mess with my focus. Alright. And let's go ahead, and this should already have a collider attached to it, but we'll go ahead and hit play. And okay, so we can walk around. We're good. And we're bumping into stuff. Always a little low. But we can play in our Street Fighter 4 training room. You know, this grid, that's all I can think about is, you know, Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5 training level. Let's go ahead and select some faces here. Let's select this guy. And we'll select this guy. Transform. We will extrude upward. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. Let's take our faces here. So I gotta be careful with these inverted normals. If my camera's here and I'm clicking on stuff, I'm actually selecting these faces. Let's go ahead and extrude these out. Another one or two as well. We'll also extrude this face out another one or two. Yeah. So now we kind of have a level-ish. It's not really a level per se, but it's a area. So let's go a little further. Boy, do I wish these things would actually... See, in all my testing yesterday, or the day before, or whenever it was I was doing that, I never saw any of these texture issues. So this is incredibly weird and perplexing. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, there they went anyways. You know what, just for shits and giggles, I'm going to reload the scene. Because this is... Or you know what, it might be the pre-baked lighting trying to catch up or something. Something like that, I don't actually know. But, so we got our big room here. We need a few obstacles, so shape, let's build 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes. There, move you over here, let's bring you out. Actually, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and delete that, and delete that. Because we're gonna resize this in a moment here, so I figure I'll just deal with only the one item. So let's make this a 2x2, and we'll bring this up. Actually, yeah, we'll make these full-blown pillars. There we go. Let's duplicate, bring you, whoa! You are connected in some way, because I'm selecting the face, and okay, that was interesting. So let's go ahead and There we go. Okay, so I did have a duplicate. And this is going to be about... See, the good thing about these textures, and if you look at them very closely, these are 1 meter by 1 meter cubes in game. So as you can actually see here in my editor, you know, -4 by 5, I'm actually 5 in and 4 in. So you can kind of actually use that as a good unit of measure. Get your approximation on. Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm moving stuff around and I'm looking down here, it is definitely my my lighting is going nuts, and that's what's up with the textures. Let's see, so 13 by 13 for this one, if we want to be in exact coordinates. And let's just go ahead and bring this guy back out here. -4 by 13. So we got a couple pillars, some obstacles in here. And so that's interesting. What is this? Oh, that's so annoying. Yo, vertices, what you got for me? Just got a little flippy lip thing. Because these aren't actually whole units. I think that's the deal here. So let's go by our edges. Let's grab this edge, and let's grab this edge. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess those weren't exactly straight. Yeah, that's, That is interesting why there's this little artifact here. I don't know. I do not know what is up with that. But I'll tell you what. I don't care for right now. That's fine. It's fine. So let's go ahead and look here. This is fine. We're colliding up. We're all good. So this is a start of a level. So I think that's all I'm going to do for this part. We'll cut it here as a kind of intro to my fumbling around with Probuilder, and we'll see if I don't get better at it over the coming hours of work. But I think our next step for what I'm thinking of is I need to bring some enemies into this region. So I'm going to make the end of this, well, I'll talk about it in the next part, which, if you hadn't realized, I'll be recording in another few minutes. So thank you for watching, and I will see you then.